Welcome back, everybody. How are you? I'm glad to see you. Glad you're here. Hope you're doing good. We're wrapping up the year, heading into Christmas and then New Year's and then 2023. Lots of stuff ahead. And so I got in the Christmas spirit recently and posted a video. Maddie Mullins doing Noel. And I got a response. A comment. I got a comment on it. So I went to go check the comment, and it was a request from Oscar saying, "Hi Rick, I'm really waiting for other Kino band songs reactions. I think not only me, your lyrics understanding was deep. Please, hey, thanks for that's not too often I get called deep, so thank you very much. Please, Russian." Enjoy with us Victor Soy masterpieces, and I had to translate that to see what you were asking for. Blood type, cuckoo, a star called the sun, and red yellow days. So I was actually on Wikipedia looking up Kino, and I saw that Grupa Krovi, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is blood type, was on there, and actually as one of the first Russian rock bands, Kino greatly influenced later rock bands. On 31 December 1999, Russian rock radio station Nashi Radio announced the 100 best Russian rock songs of the 20th century, and based on listener votes. Kino had 10 in that list, more than any other band, and Grupa Krovi took first place. In addition, Grupa Krovi, which is blood type, was listed as one of 40 songs that changed the world in a 2007 Russian language edition of Rolling Stone. So I guess that means I'm going to have to listen to this song. I have not listened to it before. I just pulled it up. I pulled up the lyrics. This says English lyrics on it, on the subs. But sometimes I find that the translations are a little bit fast, and Russian, especially for me, translating Russian while I'm listening to it and then reading it, I can sometimes get lost. So I do have the translation pulled up here from mustrush.net, I believe it is. So I'll be going along with that and checking it out. And we're just going to see, hopefully, what this insane little song is about. If it's the number one song of the 20th century based on Russian voters, rock and roll, rock voters, rock fans, it's got to be pretty good. So I'm looking forward to this. In the meantime, I hope you guys please drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe, share this, and just let everybody else know what's going on around here, because we're having a lot of fun. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get this show on the road.
Наших ног звездная пыль на сапогах, мягкое кресло, клетчатый плед, не нажатый вовремя курок. Солнечный день в ослепительных снах, группа крови на рукаве, мой порядковый номер на рукаве. Пожелай мне удачи в бою, пожелай мне не остаться в этой траве, не остаться в этой траве. Пожелай мне удачи, пожелай мне удачи.
Okay. So the lyrics I have are a little bit different, but it's a warm place here on the streets. It's a warm place. It's a warm place here, but on the streets, are waiting for our feet, for our footprints. Stardust on our boots sparkle and shines. There's a cozy armchair with a checkered blanket. The trigger hasn't been pulled in time. Sunny days and dazzling dreams. My blood type is marked on my sleeve. My ordinal number or serial number is marked on my sleeve. Wish me luck in the fight so I don't stay here in the grass. Wish me luck. Okay. Okay. So that's all right. So there's a call. All right. So there's a call to battle. Right. He's being called to this battle, but he doesn't want to go. He's in this warm place. He's lying in this field, with, the person that he loves, with the persons that he's with. But the streets are calling to him. The streets are calling for their feet. Like they need to march. Right, the stardust on the boots is sparkling nice, but there's a cozy warm chair. It's a checkered blanket, everything's snug, but the trigger hasn't been pulled in time. Sunny days and a dazzling dream, but my blood type is marked on my sleeve. My serial number is marked on my sleeve. Wish me luck in the fight. So he's saying, I'm going into battle. My blood type is here, so if I get shot, if I get wounded, like this is my blood type, so you can give me a transfusion. If I die, this is my serial number, so you can look me up and take care of me or whatever you need to do. So it's a call to arms. So it's probably, so it sounds very much like an anti-war song. And in the late 80s, in the Cold War of Russia, I can very much imagine, you can see the action going along with the video here. They were stuck in Afghanistan, like, the rest of the world was in the last decade. They were it was the height of the Cold War. And they had plenty going on, but at the same time, this is also like he might be calling to the streets in order to fight against going to war, in order to be an anti-war anthem. But at the same time, he's using the war as he's being called to it. He has to go. He doesn't want to go, but he wants to stay where it's nice and comfortable and warm. But he has to be called out into this battle. He has to do his duty. So wow, and the way it's delivered, it's in a very rhythmic way, so it's almost like counterbalancing the severity of the lyrics with the music. He's not, this isn't a driving war beat, this isn't a driving heavy metal song. This is a very rhythmic song. There's a term for it that I'm completely losing in my head right now, but counterbalanced with these songs that could have been sung as heavy metal, could have been sung as like desperation, but he's just delivering it straightforward, which is really, I think, an understated power in its own right. Pretty interesting.
Есть чем платить, но я не хочу победы любой ценой. Я никому не хочу ставить ногу на грудь. Я хотел бы остаться с тобой, просто остаться с тобой. Но высокая в небе звезда зовет меня в путь. Группа крови на рукаве, мой порядковый номер на рукаве. Пожелай мне удачи в бою, пожелай мне.
Yeah, so I can pay, but I don't want I don't want victory at all, at any cost, right? He doesn't want victory at any cost, even though he can pay it. He doesn't want to go to that extreme. I don't want to put my foot on someone's chest. I don't want to be an oppressor. Right? I'd rather stay here with you, just stay here with you. But the star high in the sky is calling me on my way. He's getting the signal. He's getting the signal flare. He's getting a signal, and he's being called into battle. So yeah, it's definitely an anti-war song. And definitely showing the confliction of like he has to go to war, but he wants to win, but he doesn't want to win at any cost, because how much of your soul do you lose when you fight that kind of a battle, where if you want victory at any cost, you know, what's the ultimate price, right? Your own life. That's not what he wants. He doesn't want victory at any cost. He wants, you know, he wants to do his job and he wants to win, but he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to give that up. He wants to be with his loved one. Pretty powerful. That's a great sounding guitar. I love that guitar. That distortion in it really makes it sound like it's crying. Make sure I'm not missing anything here at the end. I don't think so. Wow. So yeah, really good. I don't know what I was really expecting there. I was like, if this is the number one rock song of the of 20th century, that wasn't really what I was expecting. But man, it really is powerful. You know, it's kind of one of those songs that you can hear the influence of Western music on them, and where they got some of it. And you can if you want to try and compare it, like you can almost compare it to something like maybe like the English New Wave out of the late 80s, or Dire Straits, especially with that guitar. I think when we listened to that last song that Kino did, that I reviewed, Calm Night, I think I mentioned them sounding a lot like the Scandinavian band Madrugada, and just that almost like a deep house rock feel to it. Very environmental, very just so understated, and then delivering lyrics like that with that kind of content matter on top of it is just so. Like you don't expect it, you know, you're expecting like a love song, or you're expecting like some kind of like a chill vibe song or something. And then he's sitting here talking about, you know, my blood type's here in case I need a transfusion. Here's my serial number in case I'm killed in action. I'm being called to war, and wow, really good. I can see how that band was so influential in Russia in the 80s and in the early 90s. Victor Tsoi, I think, was killed in a car wreck in 1991 as they were finishing up their last album. We're getting ready to do their last album. And so most of their stuff was done in the 80s. And being, you know, stuck behind the Iron Curtain and growing up in Soviet Russia, to have that kind of an influence at that time is not something that a lot of, if you don't remember that time, if you're not old enough to remember that time, it's kind of hard to explain. Like that entire world over there, Soviet Russia, was like almost completely cut off from the rest of the world. Everybody behind the Iron Curtain, from East Germany, you know, to all the way over across the entire country over to China. They were all cut off, you know. They were behind the Iron Curtain. Everything over there was, if it was a Western in any way, it was contraband. So to have this kind of music come out of there, you can definitely see how so many rock bands out of Russia today list them as influences, and how they have 10 songs in the top 100 of the 20th century, because they just were fearless, not only in their content, but fearless in the music that they made and the way they made it. It's really interesting. I love this band. I really got to dig into them more. I've heard a few songs here and there from them, and every time I hear them, I'm just really impressed. Like they I don't think I've heard a bad song from them yet. So check them out. They're definitely worth it. Kino is the name of the band, and they are definitely cool. They recently had a reunion, I think in 2021, and the entire band got together, and instead of getting a singer to replace Victor Soy and sing his stuff, because of his unique voice, they kept his vocals and piped them in. So while the rest of the band was playing live, they were playing his vocals over top of it, and it's really cool to watch. It's kind of a surreal experience watching a band play live with no lead singer. It's really interesting, but when you hear it, you're like, yeah, I don't know how they could replace that dude. Like he has such a unique, gorgeous voice. So Oscar, thank you so much for the request, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad I got to see that and experience it. There's also an English version. Apparently there was so much demand for this song that they did do an English version of the song, which is on YouTube. If you do a search for Kino blood type English, you can find it. So I'll definitely try and find that and put a link in the description for you along with the original here. And we'll check you next time. In the meantime, please make sure that you check out this other stuff that I have over here. I'd love to get your comments on those and see what you like. New Year's coming up. I definitely have some new content I'd love to do. I definitely want your suggestions. And I got a lot planned, so I hope you guys stick around, come back, and we're going to do some more. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas, have a very Happy New Year, have a very prosperous 2023. I love you, and I'll see you next time.